Hey guys, Mark here with another fragrance review, this time on the house of Mandarina Duck. This is actually my very first full-fledged fragrance review on this fragrance house. I decided to go with, of course, the only juice that I own in my collection from the house, just simply called Pure Black. And depending where you purchased it and when, it also is named just simply Black. Now, Mandarina Duck, I just wanted to do a little bit of background check on them and see what's this brand all about. Now, Mandarina Duck is mostly known for high-class luggage, leather goods, purses, messenger bags. I believe they got a clothing line, so definitely a designer brand. Now, this is a European brand. In North America, I would say probably not really known. My European friends out there, let us know if this is like a high-end brand that you guys know a lot about. For us, not much. Now, Mandarina Duck's parent company, which distributes all their fragrances, is Idesa Perfumes, which of course resides in Spain. This is where this fragrance was first launched, just in Spain, and then of course across the globe after that. Now, Mandarina Duck, really under the radar type of fragrance house, definitely in North America. I could gladly say that. I'm sure if I named their name to anybody, they wouldn't really know who that is. And I really only found out about this brand, or this actual fragrance, and in a Details magazine back in like 2010. I subscribed to Details GQ. It's a nice tool to just for clothing, and of course fragrances. Sometimes they got little quirks about fragrances. And I saw this bottle, and presentation's a good thing for me. And when I see a fragrance, it seems interesting, I'm going to purchase it. That was exactly what happened here. Saw it in Details. Bottle looks kind of badass. Never heard of Mandarina Duck. Blind buy. So definitely that's how I found out of them. Now, they actually have other scents in their stable, including their first launch, which is just simply called Man. They also have a blue and newly released All of Me for Him. That's a weird name, but newly released. I believe that was a 2012 release from them. Now, this is actually their second release after, of course, Man. Both actually have an orange base to them. It seems like the owner of Mandarina Duck really likes his orange-based fragrances for men. I always see like an orange or tangerine in their fragrances. That includes Man, that includes the new All of Me for Him, and this one. All have that like orangey feel to it. And it kind of seems like they were going with the same theme as their first launch, of course, called Man. Which Man was really a flop for the brand, to be honest. They weren't really selling, so they came out and they're like, okay, we gotta try to go a little maybe darker, of course, with the Pure Black. Now, FYI, Pure Black was actually the initial launch name for this scent. Now, after some problems with copyrights, I don't know if it was in certain countries or all across the world, but it was later changed just to simply Black. So you might see that on your bottle and your box, it just says Black. It's the same juice, guys. It's not different. Pure Black or Black, same stuff. So let's get to presentation. Let's tackle presentation for Mandarina Duck's Pure Black. Let's take a look at the bottle and the box. And as you can see here, the box kind of has like a matte finish, and then of course glossy writing, and then glossy on the sides. Either way, now this is what I was talking about in the intro. It might say Pure Black, or it might just say Black on it. Don't you worry, it's the same juice from this review. You're gonna have information in the back here and some at the bottom of the box. Now, taking a look at the bottle, guys, the first thing that I really notice is, of course, the smoke glass here, kind of like a matte finish with glossy writing all over the bottle. Nice presentation, decent. You know, it's not an eyesore, and it's not the nicest presentation in the world, but nicely done. You'll see here Pure Black on my bottle. If it says Black, no worry, it's the same juice, guys. If I flip it over, you can see this one's like a fingerprint magnet. And as you see here, no, I did not hit it with a mallet. This is actually what it looks like. They kind of have like a grip pad here, I guess. Doesn't really affect me. I usually grab the bottle by the side here, or like this. So it doesn't really affect it. And you'll see the batch code is actually in that little groove right there. You got a sticker at the bottom of the bottle, and you got basically a plastic cap and just the generic sprayer, guys. It's just the usual. So guys, let's take a look at Mandarina Duck Pure Black. Let's take a look at bottle sizes for Pure Black. This one comes in the standards, 1.7, 3.4 ounce. This guy that you're looking at right now is actually the little guy, the 1.7 ounce. Pricing retail, this depends on which country you're in, which retailer you go to. This one, It's scarce in some countries, hard to find. Other countries it's available and there's plenty of it. It might be at discounters already. You're looking at retail price around $30 to $70 American to purchase it. I'd be hard pressed to pay more than 50 bucks for this juice. If you can find it for less than that, great. I'm not sure if the online discounters like FragranceNet or Beauty Encounter and all those guys have this available. If not, eBay's probably your best bet. I believe I got mine on eBay like back in I think it was early 2010 that I found out about this. I had to go to eBay. It was hard to find in Canada, and I paid full retail. I think I paid like 50 bucks plus like $6, $7 shipping. So it was pretty pricey for me, but I wanted to sniff it out, and I'm willing to pay the price. Are you? Now, this one hit the shelf back in 2009. Has not won any awards with me on my channel as of yet. Group, this is an Oriental Woody. Definitely, even though there's a really huge punch of orange or tangerine in this fragrance, I really think the Oriental notes really take over in the woods in the background, the soft woods. Really nice. Perfumier Nathalie Lorson, and this is a good reason why I liked this fragrance, is because she is the perfumier behind Encre Noire. Now, recommended age, this one really anybody. It has a sweetness to it, it's Oriental. I really think teenagers, this is a good bet for you. 20s, 30s, I really can't really pinpoint an age for this fragrance. I really like the sweetness in here is not really childish either. It's not like pixie sticks. Really anybody can wear this. How many sprays and wear? I go 3 sprays with this one. 1 on the chest, 2 on the neck. I'm set. Yeah. Notes. Let's take a look at the notes. Now, top notes. We got Indian pepper, we got bergamot, tangerine. Lots of tangerine. In the mid, tonka bean. This is going to be your major player, and Mandarina Duck's Pure Black. Tonka bean infused fragrance. We got tiara flower, which is a gardenia, and then of course orange flower, which is also a player in this fragrance. In the base notes, we got sandalwood, vanilla, and cedarwood. You're gonna get a lot of that vanilla sweetness popping through. So guys, let's sniff out Pure Black. All right, gentlemen, time to sniff out Mandarina Duck's Pure Black. I'll let you guys know what this fragrance smells like from top to bottom. Is this an underrated juice? Are you on your keyboard right now ready to blind buy this sucker? I'm going to let you guys know what it smells like. And again, I tested this one out about a year and a half. I was really surprised how versatile this fragrance was. The more I wore it, the more I felt like, hey, I can wear this basically all season, every season in Canada. Winter was kind of weak for winter, and I'm going to get to that in the overview. So actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's sniff this sucker. And let's see what I get. Now, first thing that comes to mind when I first smell Mandarina Duck Pure Black, if you smelt like over a dozen fragrances in your lifetime, especially a lot of top sellers out there, this is going to bring you to all those modern releases today with that heavy tonka note, Oriental. I'm thinking about right now, 1 Million Paco Rabanne, heavy tonka from Armani Code, La Nuit de l'Homme, Diaram Intense, Polo Double Black. It's going to remind you of a lot of modern releases out today. So it's nothing too crazy in the designer game that it's not off the wall. It's kind of like going in that beaten path of tonka based vanilla, orange blossom. So that type of Oriental type fragrance. Now, beyond the tonka in this fragrance in the intro, I felt really a lot of citrus, tangerine mostly in this one. And the tangerine kind of takes charge of this fragrance for the first few minutes, really. It's really actually sweet from, of course, the vanilla, semi-dark, semi-oriental, kind of morphing into fresh oriental type fragrance. So again, that makes it really versatile because it's not too dark. There was a really punch of synthetic orange coming in. Think Artisan from John Varvatos. You know that orange-based fragrance, their summer-based fragrance. I really didn't like the synthetic orange in that one. This one I can tolerate. Reason why? Heavy tonka note just eats it up. So I'm like, okay, that's all right. And there's a small pinch of pepper here, kind of manning it up, giving it a little bit of spice. So it's more dark than fresh, to be honest with you guys. Now the orange blossom comes in about 20 to 30 minutes into this fragrance, kind of giving you more of that tangerine orange blast. And it really kind of gave this fragrance like a shot in the arm, like it started projecting like crazy. And this is where this fragrance is going to remind a lot of users from, of course, Paco Rabanne's 1 Million, huge orange blossom in that fragrance. Now, this one, of course, Just to let you guys know, this fragrance kind of reminds me of a lot of fragrances. Does not mean that it's identical. This is not a replacement for 1 million. I'm just saying one note in this fragrance reminds me of that fragrance. So if you really like that orange blossom, this one, yeah, you might actually like it. If you like it in that one, you'll like it in this one. That's basically what I meant. Now, basically, this fragrance really kind of felt familiar the whole time. I was like, it smells like this, it smells like that. I was getting excited. Look at all these designers. But it's not the whole story. And that's what, you know, some people compare this to 1 million. I did because of that orange blossom. I'm not saying it's a replacement. I'm not saying it's a copy. That one note really just, in both fragrances, just really pops. Now, it's got a little dash of 1 million into it, but that's not the whole story. Now, again, the tonka overpowers in this fragrance. Really in this intro, like I felt like tonka overload, think Armani Code, and you know this is going to be a heavy tonka based fragrance from the get-go. And it really kind of reminded me of the tonka in Armani Code. Armani Code kind of has like that citrus top and that tonka coming in. This kind of has that same kind of development going on. This intro was the story of basically fresh notes kind of battling some heavier oriental notes, and the darker notes really truly kind of won the race in the long run. It makes this one really kind of versatile as a scent. I really felt like when I was testing this one, I was like, wow, really versatile. I can wear this, you know, during the day, I can wear it at night. Summer nights, perfect. Spring nights, also pretty good. Winter, kind of fizzled. Now in the heart of pure black, or in the mid, this fragrance doesn't change much. A lot of the players that you've smelt in the introduction are coming back in the mid, and they're going to take over the fragrance. Now some may call this a linear scent. I agree to a point. I really think this mid was really interesting for me. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm going to explain them to you. Now first and foremost, I told you guys this is a tonka based fragrance. It is. This is where tonka just takes over in the mid. Takes over the fragrance, and he's not going to let go until it just dies on your skin. Now with that heavy tonka, vanilla kind of peeks through, comes up a little bit. Now that sweetness comes in, it kind of gives you like a powderiness to this fragrance. Now the orange or the tangerine in this fragrance actually sticks through all this. And then this is where this fragrance kind of reminded me of another fragrance. I'm name dropping a lot in this fragrance review. It reminded me of Fahrenheit 32. Now Fahrenheit 32, heavy vanilla, kind of has an orange in at the start of it. And I remember saying in that review, I said, smells like a creamsicle, like an orange creamsicle. And this is what reminds me of this fragrance. It kind of has that orange creamsicle. Now that's kind of muffled with the tonka, so you may miss it. It kind of made this orange note to me really good. I really liked it in the mid. I was like, ooh, this is nice. And so that way, just to let you guys know, now it reminds me of Fahrenheit 32. That fragrance is great for spring. Now this one, much darker. It's got that pepper note. It's got woods coming in. So it's not as fresh as Fahrenheit 32, just to let you guys know. Now, this fragrance. Now, in the mid, the scent kind of ran out of steam in some wearings. Now, in the heavy winters, in their Canadian winters and falls, this fragrance really just fell short against all these heavy orientals that it's going against. You know, the Armani Codes, L'Ennemi de l'Homme, the Autumn Intense, Le Male, 1 million. Those guys are powerhouses. They can go through a Canadian winter easily. This guy, not so much. It really felt like it fizzled. It was just like, oh, that's how it felt. But then it kind of surprised me. I was wearing this spring night, summer night. I was like, ooh, this is really good for that. So just to let you guys know, this is a really good like night. You know, if you live like in Miami and stuff like that, this is like not too dark, but it has some darkness to it. And people will come and sniff this fragrance. Really interesting. Now there wasn't really much gardenia in this fragrance. I was trying to pinpoint it because it's in the note breakdown. I didn't get much of it. I did feel a bit of soft woods in here. The woods were coming up. I was like, ooh, getting manly a little more now. Once a few hours in, it really felt like there was a synthetic coffee-like note. Now, I'm thinking this is the tonka mixing in with some of the other notes in this fragrance. It reminded me, again, name dropping, Polo Double Black. Now Polo Double Black, of course, has a coffee note with pepper. This one has pepper, and that tonka together kind of felt like that. And in a way, it reminds me of Polo Double Black because Polo Double Black is good for spring nights and, of course, summer nights. It's an Oriental. It's got that mango, I believe, at the introduction. This one just replaced that with the orange. Again, name dropping a lot, but just letting you guys know what kind of scent it's like. So it had like a coffee, like I don't really want to say coffee because it's not authentic. It's like a synthetic-like feel like coffee, but really kind of interesting, to be honest. Really nicely done by Mandarina Duck. Now let's get into the base of this fragrance before I start name dropping some more. I'm at the base. Not much has changed here, to be honest. The vanilla sweetness amps up. Major players, tonka, vanilla, soft woods coming in. And that's basically it. That's all you get at the end of this fragrance. Let's get to the overview. Now guys, time for the overview on Mandarina Duck's Pure Black. This is where, of course, I dissect this fragrance, let you guys know what I truly feel about this fragrance. My 2 cents, is it worth a buy, a try, or a pass? I'm really interested in letting you guys, this is actually my favorite part of my reviews, letting you guys know what I think of it. Now let's get to it. Now, first and foremost, what I wanted to tackle about Pure Black is someone looking for going out scent, you know, for those maybe, you know, for summer nights, spring nights, a fragrance like that that loves orange-based fragrances but kind of want it a little darker, a little more oriental. This one is definitely for you. It's got heavy tonka in it. If you like tonka bean, you like sweet vanilla in your fragrances, this is a no-brainer for you. The best part of this fragrance is not everyone's going to be rocking it. It's familiar, like I've been name dropping quite a bit in this fragrance review. It's familiar to a lot of fragrances that are heavy compliment getters. This one, no slouch in that department. You're going a little off base, but you're staying in the familiar game type of feel. Now this is Mandarina Duck's answer to all the mainstream top sellers in the game, basically. It reminded me of many fragrances from 1 Million to Polo Double Black to Armani Code, La Nuit de l'Homme. You get the picture. Unfortunately, this fragrance never really showed me the power to be a true powerhouse winter scent for me. It was more like a hybrid scent, like a Polo Double Black. Not strong enough for these Canadian winters at least, but great for a spring and summer night. It's mainly sweet, but I like these type of sweet fragrances that's not too childish. It doesn't smell like pixie sticks. Definitely more on the heavy side of things. This can be an inexpensive, depending where you purchase it, alternative to sweet scents out there, top sellers like La Nuit Armani Code, which is tonka heavy, 1 Million, that orange, and Le Mans. Almost a perfect dark scent for spring, not dark enough to be a powerhouse winter scent, but light enough to be worn in a summer night. Now, why would you hate this fragrance? Again, the sweetness. I really think that people that don't like sweet-based fragrances, there's a lot of vanilla, a lot of tonka bean in this, you may want to not blind buy this fragrance. Synthetic. Yes, I don't think it's synthetic to a fault, but again, some people may not like this blend. Linear. I felt like it was linear, but again, it gave me a lot in the mid, so I don't think I would dock it points for being linear. Longevity and projection. Yes, I've had that problem, especially in these Canadian winters. This thing did not last on my skin, but it was actually great in the summer nights and spring. It actually worked really well. Bottles. Again, I name drop so much that I'll let you guys figure it out. Best time to wear this fragrance. Works so well. Summer night, spring night. I gotta keep saying that. Night out, casual use, going for dinner, going to hang out with the boys, going to watch the hockey game, something like that. Compliment factor, high. One of the best in the game. This one projects really well in the first few hours, depending where you wear it, and at what temperature you're at. This thing can project like a beast. And of course in winter it kind of fizzled on me and compliments weren't that great, but high for this one. Really, really well in the compliment factor. My 2 cents, if you're looking for a replacement for La Nuit de l'Homme, Armani Code, this one scent-wise you can't go wrong. High quality, I think it's high quality, to be honest. In the designer game, I liked it. Production-wise, it's iffy. I'm talking about longevity, projection, depends on your skin, when you're gonna wear it. Sometimes I got good longevity, sometimes I didn't. Other times it was fair. If you can save 20 to 30 bucks to, of course, to an Armani Code, this might be a good buy for you, especially if you can get it cheap. If it does well on your skin, this one's going to do well. I really think the smell's good. The only real downfall on me was it was a hybrid type of scent. It's not heavy enough to be a fall or winter scent for me. So a hybrid, kind of like the one by Dolce & Gabbana, Polo Double Black, kind of hybrid scent. and that goes from buy, try, pass. I really think, again, the blend was nice. I liked it. There's a few shortcomings with this one, depending on the price. I really think you should check this one out. I don't think it's blind buy worthy, but I really think it's buy worthy. So definitely check this one out. This is more of a buy, and I'm leaning towards try, but really an excellent scent. It's going to get a really good score. Talking about the score, let's go. Let's rate Mandarina Duck Pure Black Projection 6 bottles out of 10. Actually a pretty good scent cloud with this one. Right off the bat, this thing's powerful, and then gives you a decent scent cloud. Longevity, 5 bottles out of 10. Middle of the road, most of the time 4 to 7 hours, definitely if it's cooler. I really like this one in spring and summer nights, and it was actually giving me 6 to 8 hours during those times, but most of the time it was 4 to 7 on my skin. Versatility, really high, 8 bottles out of 10. Overall smell, again, pretty high, 8 bottles out of 10. Seasons, mainly for fall and spring and summer nights, it worked really well for me. Being versatile and easy to wear was one of its strong points. Purchase for $40 or less is a good rate for it. The lack of power kind of gave it a lower score, but overall did decent at 8 bottles out of 10.